I?
I don't think you are. You're not in Jersey.
Oh, I'm in New York. We're close enough.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're close.
Wait,
Okay.
Shadow's in Jersey?
Yeah.
He's closer than I thought.
Heike thought like Shadow was like further away. Like
Really?
I thought you had like that California.
You're like
aren't you
you're
originally
like an
from New York?
hour.
Yeah, I was born in New York.
And then you went to Diet New York. Wow.
Yeah.
You're like a 3-hour drive and an hour plane flight away. Like 4 hours away.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
so crazy. You're about as close as Blake in theory.
Really?
What?
Shit, if I
How
knew
long
where,
does it take you to wait, huh?
if I knew where
It
Shadow
takes
was,
like
I could
4
probably
hours.
get
It
home
takes
on
4 hours to
train.
get to Halifax, you dingus.
Whoa. From where?
From where I live, you dingus.
Oh no. You're the second person to be someone a dingus this year. What's going on?
Dingus.
Yeah.
Oh no, my gym is closing. I think that's my gym.
Oh
Mine
no.
closed
Your
ages
gym
ago.
is
They
closing
really
in a
said-
pandemic? That shit sucks, don't it?
They really said, "Bro, don't come over here."
Okay, it's a good thing I went to the gym today then, because I knew it was gonna be bad in the next coming days. I hate the snow. The snow sucks. It's terrible. I don't know how you can even deal with it. I really don't. Like,
It's not like we deal with it by choice.
I mean, like, I would have moved out, probably killed myself. I don't know how. I don't know how y'all did
But
it.
keep in mind though, because it snows here and gets cold, we don't have massive spiders every now and then, or snakes, or there's a lot of things that we don't have.
Like
Wow.
I was gonna come visit you, and then I heard you say spiders.
I know, right? Really.
That's
I heard him
we
say
don't have
snakes.
Spiders, huh?
Wait,
According to
spiders?
Dad,
What?
y'all do.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to
What'd
be.
you say about spiders?
They're terrible.
We get spiders in the summer.
Do you like Spider-Man?
I
like Spider-Man.
Why do you not like spiders?
Because spiders can bite you and kill you. What are you talking, bro? Really?
Exactly.
They're really?
I say, you don't want to have this conversation with Riku about spiders, bro. He's about to bring up anyway.
Oh my goodness! All right,
You know, I've been thinking, like,
No. Shadow, do the intro.
All right, we live, guys. We live. Chat, what's up? What's going on, chat? We got Salas and Naruto. We got Acebreaker, Mazio, Kogan, Ricardo, whatever his name is, Sebastian, Sora, the ultimate weapon. What's going on, people? How y'all doing this evening?
This man Sebastian said most spiders aren't dangerous. I'd like to contest.
They
That's
look
true.
dangerous. They look dangerous. That's all we
I
need.
say that's enough. That's like saying like a snake covered in oil and fire isn't dangerous. Yeah, all right.
It won't bite you. It'll kill me though.
It's probably the same like cockroaches that fly. They're all.
Oh
Oh,
no,
that's scary. I'd never want to be a cockroach
Nah,
that
bro,
flies.
that's-
Oh my
that's
god.
the super villain right there in the making.
Exactly. Exactly.
Super villain. Oh, jeez.
That'd be terrible. All right. We are out here, HPMP episode 56. We want to thank you guys for joining us. We could actually all hit that like button if you're here right now. Show some support. We really would appreciate it. Let's just get right into the intros, guys. Riku, you're here. What's up, man? Tell us.
What's good, everyone? Riku-san one, the only one here. We are back in here for another episode of HPMP. We got some stuff to talk about, and I think I wasn't here for the last episode, which if I was going to give my impressions on Persona 5 Royal. So I'll be doing that this episode if I can squeeze it in somewhere.
All right. Sosuke?
What's up, everybody? It is your boy Sosuke the Bro. Glad to be back again to talk about JRPGs, to inform y'all to please pick you up a Tales game right now. Play something before Tales of Arise comes out. Some people be missing out. I'm just saying.
Whoops.
Oh, man.
That too.
Hi, Gab. Go ahead.
Hey, it's Gab. I'm back for another episode, and I'm one of those people that hasn't played Trails and is disappointing him constantly.
Oh, wait. Trails or Tails?
I said
Or
Tales.
Tails,
Tails,
sorry.
I said Tails out.
I thought you
Both.
said Trails. My bad. Well, I mean Tails too. Oops.
Both.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Gab, you a JRPG
Yeah,
fan? You haven't played a Tales game? Oh
You
man.
done shot me
Listen,
in,
I'm
Riku.
busy buying Persona 5 Strikers 3 times.
All right, we got it. Before we get to our next intro, Riku, according to last podcast, you were simping for pelvic. What's going on there?
What?
Lord?
Lord?
Who was saying this?
I mean, Sebastian.
Lord have
Sebastian
mercy.
out there saying you were simping. I'm just saying.
Whoa.
Man, oh man, Sebastian.
Riku was
I'm
simping for
Junior.
pelvic after
Sebastian
she
got
busted in
insider
the
info.
call.
Some
Blake, go
crazy
ahead.
insider he's got.
It is that time. What's going on, guys? It's me, West Town HD. We are back again, once again, with the HPMP podcast, the greatest and most famous of HPMP podcasts. I was gonna say JRPG podcast, but you know what? Hit that like button if you thought I was kind of funny. Yeah.
Oh, all right. That was a little bit weird. Q.
I'm back. So I don't know how many times have I been on this thing.
I'll say it's like the fifth time, maybe. Maybe.
Time. Yeah, I'm here for the waifus, you know. So
Oh man.
fix eyes, save lives, you know, all that good
Game.
stuff. For the
Alright.
waifus and for the Vita, you know, that's basically it.
Ew. All right. Bob.
Hey guys, Bowser Carriger here. Welcome back to the Bow and Friends podcast. Hope you're having
what?
a good Sunday.
Huh?
Oh yeah,
I-
Shadow did lose podcast for me.
What?
This is canon now. Sorry.
This ain't canon. All right. This is completely
hope you
non-canon
guys
fan
are
fiction
having a
crap
good
filler.
Sunday.
I don't know what this is.
Thank you for joining us as we talk about some JRPG news.
Oh my goodness, y'all out of pocket. Get control of my own podcast. All right. I think that's all the intros. You guys know me, Shadow Elite HD. Gonna be uploading some new videos soon and starting with a new video series that I'm hoping kind of takes off. I think it will be pretty good. Can't disclose that information right now. It's public and people might be watching and trying to steal my ideas because people out here stealing some of my ideas. I'll be seeing some people stealing my ideas, but I don't be saying nothing. I just let it go. I let it go. I'm too big for YouTube genre nowadays. All right. Well, I'm above YouTube genre, I should say. I'm not saying I'm too big. You know. I'm
That's
not
really respectful,
not
and
that
I'm really proud of you for that.
Yeah, you know, 2016 Shadow probably would have said otherwise or something like that. But you know, I feel like I've grown a little bit.
We
All
got
right.
your back, bro.
All right, so yeah, look forward to the new uploads coming, and join the Discord. My Discord got like a huge boost. We got some icons on each of the channels topics, and we got a channel banner. We got an animated avatar icon for the Discord. So join up on the Discord. I might also be having a special, I don't know, a type of, I want to say betting, but it seems like it might be betting. So what I had in mind was to place down maybe like small little bets on Metacritic scores for some JRPGs or maybe some big games. So like maybe I did it for Yeast 9. If anybody bet it close to like it getting like an 82 on Metacritic, that person will win some prizes, or maybe like a first, second, and third type deal. Whoever came first, I'm not sure, but it's just some of the things that's going around my head. But yeah, Discord's got some stuff going on. You guys might want to join up. All right. So should we start with our usual what we're currently playing? Should we do that? I guess we can do that. Yeah. Riku, I'm too curious, man. I need to hear. I think right now we need to hear your thoughts on Persona 5 and what you've been playing, man. So go ahead, man.
Okay, so Persona 5 Royal. The game is phenomenal. I love it. It's a very great game. I like all of the additional features that they added. One of the main things that I really like about Persona 5 Royal was the fact that when you change your outfits, that the music would change in the battle. That was one of my favorite things because that introduced me to, in my opinion, the best song in all of Persona, that Persona 1 encounter music.
Yeah, man.
It's
Oh my
good,
God.
but the best.
Is that Lone
That
Prayer?
is the-
Yes.
I
Oh
definitely
my
can't
God.
argue. I can't argue against that. Yeah, that's a really good one. Even
That
though
is probably
Persona
my
1's
favorite
terrible.
song in the entire franchise now.
Maze of Life will have to have a word with you, but go ahead.
Which song?
Maze of Life.
Opening the queue.
Never heard of it. Anyway.
What? Go listen to it.
Not Blake. Nope, I'm sending it to Blake now.
If I'm allowed to interject, I think my favorite was Shin Megami Tensei 4's, and it made me like smile when I originally did it. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Shin Megami Tensei 4's music," and I was like, "Yeah, this is great," and it just brought back all the memories of playing. It was cute.
My favorite was actually the Catherine battle theme they put
Obelisk,
in
yes.
for those outfits. Great
Yeah, I
stuff.
tried to go out of my way and listen to as much as them as I could, and I don't know. I just kept on going back to the Persona 1 encounter music. It was the only one that didn't get old to any degree to me.
All of the OSTs are on Spotify, by the way. If you're watching now, free on Spotify.
Nice.
I don't think Persona 1's on Spotify, is it?
I think
Well, I have that on
Look at
CD,
the
so.
two.
Oh, okay.
Keep going, Riku. I think you got more to say about Persona 5.
Yes. So, so yeah, Persona 5. I think I do like the changes that they made to certain dungeons that I wasn't a fan of, like the the Shido dungeon when you're running around as a mouse going through vents and whatnot. I wasn't a fan of that in the vanilla, but in this version, it feels like they changed the layout to be more enjoyable, and also, as far as I remember, my friend was telling me that the map, when you look at the mini map in that level, they have highlighted areas to tell you where highlighted areas. If you go into this area, this is where you will turn into a mouse. They have that on the mini map, so it just made traversing that dungeon that I wasn't a fan of a lot more enjoyable. Same thing with the Okumura dungeon. Yeah, where you're that part where you're like going through the little tunnels and through space and whatnot. I did not like that to any degree in the vanilla version, but in Royal it felt like they made it more enjoyable this time around. I do think that in regards to difficulty, the game, even on Merciless, is still a bit too easy. The only difficulty spike I saw in the game, which obviously you guys probably have heard of this already, because apparently this isn't just a me thing, that fight against Okumura, the Okumura boss fight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That fight was something else.
They really made me scared of some damn burgers with that almighty attack.
So wait, you played it? You played that that fight on Merciless?
Yeah, which is weird because they said on Merciless it's easier than if you
Yeah,
played
exactly.
on hard.
It's easier on Merciless. On hard, it's like where it really shines. So I played it on hard, but God.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I think in regards to the DLC personas, I like all of them. They're all cool, especially all the new ones. But I do think they probably should have. I think they probably should have made the DLC personas start off at level 1 instead of like 80 and 90 for some of those, like Izanagi no Okami Picaro and whatnot. Because I think that made it even more easy if you have the ability to just grab one of those overpowered ones and just tear through the game like wet tissue.
Yeah, some people are scumbags and they didn't want to use that. I didn't do that. I used them when I got into that level range. That's when I did. So if I was level 40, then I summoned one of them. If I was level 60, I summoned one of them. But other than that, I didn't use them by on level 20 enemies, like 94. That was ridiculous.
I didn't use any of the DLC personas until I got to that fight with Okumura, and then the myriads of truth went burr.
Jeez.
I don't blame you for that, because a lot of people couldn't get past that boss fight. That boss fight was ridiculous. I think the biggest thing about that boss fight was the timer. The timer really messed up everything.
Yeah.
I forgot, man. They timed you too. I forgot about that. They really tried to fuck you over in that boss
That
fight.
was high key harder than the final boss.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the hardest part of the fight is the extra bit exclusive to Royal. I'm not gonna elaborate on what, because I want some people to experience that. But when I say that part at the very end, the big damage attack that basically could wipe your party, like it killed just Joker and everyone else dropped down to like 1 HP, and I gotta just turn off my PS4 for the night and stuff going to bed. I can't deal with this.
You beat it, right, Riku? You beat Royal?
Yeah, I beat it.
So what did you think about the extra part? I think you can't spoil it, but
yeah. I enjoyed it. I like the story additions that they added and the reasoning behind the antagonist is his whole reason behind it.
Mhm.
I enjoyed all of that. So a lot of people who were saying, this extra part feels like filler. I'm like, I think that's debatable. That's definitely debatable.
I do think it feels like filler. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good. It's exceptionally good, but it still feels like filler. Yeah.
That's understandable if you do. I think it has a place. I fairly enjoyed it, and I think the royal final boss battle, that's probably that's one of the coolest final boss battles I've faced in a long time, and I think that is, in my opinion, as far as Persona 5 Vanilla's final boss and Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden's final boss, that's probably my favorite final boss among those four.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That final boss, that was something else. That got me emotionally as well.
They had some. Yeah, I like the mechanics they had, in regards to, the whole finding out which of the, tentacles you have to fight in the first phase. They had a lot of phases too. Now, how many phases was it? Like 4 or 3?
Like
3, unless you count the scripted final one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do.
And even then, the very first phase is segmented between the different things that the boss would do to you to make the fight harder.
Yeah, in regards to him having the ability to just say, all right, for this turn, the ability to heal just doesn't exist, and then you just can't heal.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
That was cool. I like that.
Magic.
I gotta do a video about that, or maybe
And
more boss battles. But
yeah, and on Merciless, I don't know how many times on hard and whatnot, but there were certain turns where that character would get I counted too. It was 7 turns in a row. And I was like, what the fuck? He would do an AoE, AO everyone, and then, obviously if one of your characters got hit by a weakness, then he gets an additional turn. It was some crazy stuff. But
so I think the biggest thing I want to know about your opinion on the game when it comes to the pacing, because I remember you on Twitter saying you were bored as shit going through pretty much the normal version of Persona, the vanilla version of Persona, until you got to the royal segments that was sprinkled in. Of course, you got to the end. That's when things really picked up. But how do you feel about going through most of vanilla Persona 5 for the most part until you got to the royal sections?
So I was talking to my friend about that, and he roped it into his score that those points weren't enjoyable because of the fact that he had already done it, and he basically lowered his score because of that. I personally, even though during those parts of whatever slice of life or whatnot, or scenes that I know very clearly and I don't need to watch them again, sure, it was boring, but I don't feel that is a good enough reason to dock the game to any degree, because obviously, as someone who's played vanilla, I think that's a given that would happen. You're playing, if you're someone who played Persona 5 vanilla and you're playing Persona 5 Royal, there's no way that the game's not going to feel like you're playing your second playthrough or your third play, whatever, an additional playthrough. Which, if you played any game on your second playthrough, unless it's like a fucking Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross or something, the game's gonna feel, not as enjoyable as the first time, because a lot of the shit that happened, that second playthrough vibe going on. So
Right.
I was more so trying to score it from a perspective of if this was the first, variation of Persona 5 I've ever played. So I just don't feel like docking the game because I've already seen that was fair on the game. So Even on my little like written review I have here in my cons section, I don't have that anywhere in there in regards to. So in regards to pacing, honestly, like it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, fair enough. I don't want to get too stuck on the Persona 5 talk. But overall, what do you give the game?
I give the game a 9.85 out of 10.
9.85?
Mm-hmm.
9.85.
Yep.
The fuck? Why can't you just say...
5 about like
What? Huh? What? You like IGN back in the day when they were doing their bullshit on review stores. What is that? Yeah. What's that missing point? What happened there?
I mean, I'm still not a fan of the whole if Joker dies, everybody dies. So
okay.
still,
That's
still
Shimigami Tensei, but I don't believe you for that.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, as long as it's there, it's a con for me.
Okay.
Like I said, I felt the DLC personas, they're a bit too powerful. Them being at level 1 probably would have made the overall balance a bit better. A lot of the dungeons in this game, I felt tried to do a gimmick to be memorable, but in retrospective, some of them are a bit hit or miss for me. Like, for example, the one at the dungeon at the in Royal, that last floor where you're where you kind of had to like create bridges to certain segments to get past it. Like I felt on paper some of them are interesting, but in execution they aren't that enjoyable.
Okay. All right. So
And we're not gonna talk about the whole characters that in regards to the death count in this game. We're not gonna
oh my god, no, we're not talking about that.
we are not gonna talk about
I
that.
think you're reaching on that one, but we're not gonna talk about that.
We could be here all night, and plus that would be like massive spoilers. But
yeah. All right. So
maybe
Rico, I know you're
after
probably
so.
playing other things, but let's give somebody else a chance to.
Yeah, on the
Talk
side,
that
playing Saga, playing Ocarina of Time. They're both fun.
Okay. Blake, what you out here playing, man?
So I'm glad you asked, Shadow. Let me open my phone real quick. I've got a list here.
Oh Lord!
Oh my god.
You're gonna be
All
here
right.
longer than Rikus on
So-
I know, right?
So first of all right. So the 3 main games that I'm playing right now are Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Man Eater, and Crash Bandicoot 1. Now I don't want to talk too much about this because other people got things to say and we ain't trying to be here all night.
Yeah.
But so everyone, if you have a PS5 and you have PlayStation Plus, get yourself Man Eater. It's free for the next like 2 days, I want to say. So if you haven't claimed already, claim it. That game, you can platinum in 8.5 hours if that's something you're interested in. That game is one of the most fun games I've played in the last couple of years. It is just dumb fun. It's relaxing. It's graphically on the 5. It looks amazing. They got ray tracing and everything in there. And for those who don't know what Man Eater is, you basically play as a baby bull shark, trying to get revenge for your mother being unjustly killed, essentially. And the entire thing is done up to almost be like a documentary. So like every time you do something, there's like a guy that's got like he doesn't sound like David Attenborough, but he kind of gives commentary like him. So he talks about how like bull sharks are like the scavengers of the ocean and how they'll eat literally anything, including kindergartners, that sort of thing. And it's the game is a whole lot of fun, and I absolutely adore it, and I cannot recommend this game enough. It is easily the best 9 hours I have spent in this year so far. Crash Bandicoot 1, I streamed it the other day. Game's all right. Never want to play it again.
Damn.
I've heard that Crash 2, 3, and 4, especially 3 and 4, are like really, really good.
Way better.
I wasn't a huge, like, I can understand what they were getting at for that time and place, and I'm sure on the PS1, like for that era, that was amazing. But me and my brother are sitting there like, so did they sit down here and repeatedly punch each other in the nuts until they said we want them to feel the pain we have. Because some of these levels, even if you're good at them, like some of them will last you like a good like 5 or 8 minutes. And I'm like, what the hell? Why is the stage so long? You're scaling a tower and you'll go forever without a checkpoint, and then you'll die, and then you have to do it all over. It's Crash 1. It was overall, I don't know if I'd say I enjoyed it so much as I was just doing it just so I can get onto the other Crash games. But I can't necessarily give it a glowing review. I think Crash 1 was all right. I mean, I understand it's the first game, so I'll give it bonus points for that. But and now Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now let me tell you all about how I have not played an Assassin's Creed game since Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 on PS3 and 360. So when I got Valhalla for Christmas, I wasn't sure what to expect. I knew that Assassin's Creed had been kind of moving away from the traditional Assassin's Creed stuff that I had known from. But Valhalla has been incredibly enjoyable so far. It's open world and like the open world style, like the way you discover things, and it's got like that little top reticle thing. Reminds me a lot of Skyrim. The combat's third person. It handles a lot like if you played like The Witcher. It's kind of similar to that, or like Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, that sort of thing. This game is a lot more like Assassin's Creed, like traditional Assassin's Creed, in comparison to, say, Odyssey, which was all open combat. There was no stealth in Odyssey whatsoever. You were just a Spartan killing people. In Valhalla, you can basically choose which side you want to go with for whenever the moment strikes you. If you want to go down the path of just axe out, killing everyone in sight, just kill them all, Dimitri Sora, you can do that. Or if you want to put up your cloak, go into some bushes, lure some people over, jab them insta-kill them, and then rinse and repeat, you can do that as well. So it definitely gives you a lot more freedom. The story is pretty good so far. I heard that the ending's not very good. It's more about the journey than the actual ending of the story itself. So I'm more sort of playing it for the open world. And yeah, so far I'm having a ton of fun with it. I am currently 61 hours and 50 minutes in the game. And I am not slowing down any time soon. So, yeah, that is what I'm playing. Let me cross off my list.
All right. Gab, what you playing?
I've mainly been playing Minecraft, to be honest.
Oh my
I
God.
haven't been playing any RPGs. Not right now, at least. I plan to play Catherine sometime soon. Here, let me look at my magical book that keeps my list for my games that I've beaten. I beat Omori last, I believe, and then what else do we got here?
People still writing books?
Lord.
Yes, Raido Kuzunoha. I'm playing like old ass JRPGs right now. I played Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, and I played 13 Sentinels Aegis Room, which was amazing. But yeah, mainly Minecraft.
Oh my goodness.
Minecraft.
Playing the basic games. All right.
Hey, Minecraft is lit.
Minecraft is fun.
Hey man, listen.
You're just jealous. If anyone wants to join my realm, just hit me up. We'll go play without Shadow.
Might have to do that.
Oh my God, you guys are crazy. Bob, please, what are you playing? Give us your cultured list of what you're playing, man.
Primarily sticking to two things right now. The first being Danganronpa V3. I technically started it like maybe a year ago, but I stopped after the first trial just because other things got in the way. But I've gone back to replay it up to the third trial now, and it's actually really good. I don't know where I would place it with its prequels just yet, but I'm very curious to see where this goes, especially since I heard a part of this game pisses people off, so I'm curious to see what that's about. Although the game keeps killing off people I like, so that's kind of irksome, but that's not the game's fault, I guess. But other than that, I'm playing old Super Robot Wars game on the PS2 just to play it. But once again, I'm in one of those places where I'm just waiting on another big release, so I'm just sort of playing stuff in the background. And the next two big releases of February for me are going to be Bravely Default and Persona 5 Strikers. So hoping to finish Danganronpa by that time. So yeah, probably next podcast I'll be able to give you my full thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sosuke, what are you playing?
I've been playing through Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse on Apocalypse difficulty, and that actually feels like you need to be on New Game Plus or like carried over some skills because it's really hard. And since I have all the DLC, I also decided to check out some of the like DLC areas where you grind for money, Maka, like just all a bunch of extra stuff you can grind for. And I watched a crit do 0%, 0 damage, and it kind of it put my mind in perspective that yeah, this game is actually harder than I remember because I had beaten the game back when I was in high school. I'm like, I kind of want to play it again.
Yeah, I
And
do too.
so far, like I initially when I first played the game, I hated Asahi. But like from the beginning, I'm like trying to look at it from a neutral perspective. She's not bad. She feels like
She
like
was
a kid.
never bad.
She
Like
cute.
she feels like a kid who grew up in that type area, like where hunters were seen as heroes, and like you got to try and put down demons so you can keep yourself safe. And I can kind of get that instead of like looking at it from a normal person's view of just like, why are you so fucking excited? You can die. Like, this is life or death. You can die. I'm still at the beginning of the game right now. Mostly like grinding, grabbing demons to fuse, and making my way to Nizami right now as we speak while I'm doing the podcast.
All right.
And I also beat Fatalis and Monster Hunter World, and
Hey.
oh my god, no action RPG I've ever played has given me that much trouble. Like Fatalis came out, I want to say 4 months ago. I've only just now beaten it. I made its armor. I've done everything. I think I uninstalled World after I finished the armor set. I'm never going back. That right there was like that made all the endgame grinding feel like it was worthless because you can get 2-tapped by a fireball from across the screen and have like over like 1,000 defense, and the game will be like, all right, you gotta go. Cart for the culture. And that's honestly all I've been doing. Been thinking about going back to like other games after like Shin Megami Tensei 4. Might play Strange Journey again, but this time through Redux.
Yeah, play Redux. That one's good.
I never got to try out the Redux content, and I want to see what the something of grief, that new area they added.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Womb of Grief.
Yeah, it's
I
like
wanna,
it's
I want to see what that's all about.
yeah, it's like an extra dungeon. It has some stuff going on in it. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it's still pretty interesting.
I'm gonna check that out.
Q.
Let's see. Mainly Ryza. To be honest, that's mainly all I've been playing recently. I kind of slept on most of everything. Like I knew what was coming out. I know about Disgaea coming out and East 9 and everything like that. But for whatever reason, like nothing seemed more interesting than playing Ryza 2. For the most part. So that's kind of what I've mainly been playing. When it comes to JRPGs, at least, I've been playing other stuff like Naruto Storm the Collection with like all the games. I've been running through that, and which is good. It's actually like I forgot how much fun you can have just beating people in Naruto. So there's that, and then play the odd sport game here and there and so forth. But mainly Ryza 2. I'm hoping to probably play Bravely Default when I'm done with Ryza 2. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna like it, but because playing the demo, I liked it to a certain extent, but then there was
The demo was bad, and that's coming from a fan. It was bad.
I felt
game
like the Bravely Default 2.
Oh, what?
That doesn't bode too
Yeah.
well. If the demo was bad, I'm getting the feeling this game isn't going to be that good to at least the Bravely Default fans.
To be
Wow.
fair, they already said they're taking in feedback from the demo, and that second one was a lot different than the first. Give them a little faith.
I thought for a second you guys were talking about Balan Wonderland, but
No,
No,
Oh,
we're talking about
really?
Yeast 9, Riku. That's what we're talking about.
Lord.
no, not yet.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to jumping into Bravely Default. I don't know how much I'm gonna love it, but that and East 9 is like the thing with East 9 is that I've been looking forward to it, but then I forgot about it, like completely, utterly forgot that it was coming out when it was coming out, and then all of a sudden I see reviews drop, and I'm like, crap, did I forget East 9 was coming out? So yeah, East 9 is coming out, so
No one
I guess
can
I'm gonna
blame
have
you.
to hop on East 9. Yeah, I don't know.
Wait a minute,
maybe, again,
Did it come out already? I thought it came out.
No,
like
it
like
comes
3
out.
days.
I think people put it.
2 days.
I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be out
Oh.
in a couple days, but
I swear it
think
come out
people are
already.
putting out reviews already.
Yeah, I thought it came out already.
That early. Yeah, you know the early copies. They got their stuff
No,
out
I
there.
think I've been seeing stuff saying like it's gonna be out soon. So I was like, I think it's next week. It's like literally like in a couple of days, like
I
maybe
could've
It's
Tuesday or
Tuesday, yeah.
something.
I could have sworn that game came
Yeah,
out
so-
already.
Nope, I'm downloading it right now. Pre-download.
Okay.
Really?
Wait, you're not playing it? You didn't get your early plug? How's that possible?
Man,
What happened, bro?
I
forgot.
actually had an opportunity to get it early.
So what happened? Well, what's going on?
It's because it was going to be physical, and if it was going to
Ah.
be physical, then that would have been my 6th purchased copy of Ease 9. So
Wait, what?
Huh? What?
don't worry about it, okay?
Bro, I brought 5 copies of Persona 5, man. This is just you went too far, all right? You went one too many, man. That's
Hey,
ridiculous.
I would have went too far if I did went ahead and grabbed that
Oh my god.
copy, okay? But I didn't. Okay, so we're only at 5.
All right.
Only at 5.
You going that far for a mid-tier game? All right,
Lord?
let me stop.
No.
Man, you hate to see it.
All right. I guess Q. We're pretty much about to go into Atelier Ryza right now for the most part because we're both playing that right now. So yeah, I'm playing Atelier Ryza. I was trying to finish up because I was going in the backlog. I played Trials of Mana. I played God, what was the other one? I know I played 3 games. And
Ease 8.
you say yeah, it was you say what was the hell was the other one? It was so forgettable that I can't even remember which one it was. Damn. Ryza 1. There we go. Ryza 1.
Why are you playing Ryza 1?
Because I didn't finish that one when it first came
Lord,
out.
what is with you and not finishing shit?
That-
And then when the new game
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. Aren't I?
Someone needs to put Shadow on blast.
Nah.
This dude loves to
Nah,
lollygag with his games.
Listen.
And then when the new game comes out, he's like a week or 2 away from the new release. He's like rushing through the previous game that he's been lollygagging on this entire time. Let's give some examples, shall we?
I was busy.
Remember right before Cold Steel 4, what was he doing?
Oh
He was
my
trying to
God.
rap about no Kiseki. He literally finished it the day before he started Cold Steel 4. We're over here a week before E9. What is he doing? He's trying to rush through E8. He's talking about it.
I ain't rushing through it. I'm not rushing through it.
All that. Yeah, I mean, because you're not playing it for the right reasons. You're trying to play it to get to Ease 9.
No.
And then we had
Oh
Atelier
my
Ryza
God.
1.
Oh,
Ryza 2, right around the corner. He's all up in there now. What's going on, Shadow? Is this a trend that we need to get used to? As you just
listen. It's
before the new game comes out.
Listen, these games, I had them on the back burner for a while. I fell off the wagon a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I had to make sure I played these games and finished them about before.
Man,
the
oh man,
next
that's
game
strike
came
3.
out, all
I
right,
just gave you 3 legit examples.
Yeah, because
You don't get another chance.
what do you want from me? I'm going back to finish them. What more do you want?
But it's just like, bro, Jesus Christ, you talking about? You're the dude in high school that there's a project due. You got a whole fucking month to do it. The day the project due, and everybody's got their project day inside the class. They got it all done. Their little whatever, and Shadow's there in the back of the class finishing it off.
And you know what? I still get an A+. I still get an A+, don't
my
I?
project until at the very end of the class session.
And I still get an A+.
guys.
Let's go. I'm working smarter. I ain't working harder. See, that's the whole thing.
I know, man.
But nah,
Faster. That's what you're doing at the end.
But nah, the whole thing is that, like, I ain't gonna lie, 2020 was kind of a weird year for me. That I was just like, I was busy, I was going through stuff, and I wasn't playing the games. So I was like, I fell off. Before that, I was really just, I was going about and finishing a whole bunch of games. But 2020 was a weird year. Trying to correct that.
I think 2020 was weird for pretty much everyone, for the most part. I mean, in different ways for different people, but yeah, I can agree with regards to that, as well as the fact that, to a certain extent, I had to remind Shadow about Ryza too, actually, because last year when I was playing Ryza 1, it was Shadow who we were sharing, our connoisseur thoughts on the thickness of Ryza's, size and stuff, pre-Ryza release, of course. So I messaged Shadow and I'm like, hey man, like, what's going on? You know, how's the Ryza going? And he's like, wait, Ryza's coming up? He's like, you got your copy? I'm like, mate, hit them up, get a copy. So he's like, okay, I'm thinking about it. Should I really though? Because I've got a pre-order already. And I'm like, Shadow, get the copy, get the Ryza 2, you know. Inevitably he messages me like, I think was it like 3 or 4 days before release, and you're like,
Yeah.
I got my copy.
The thing about it is, to Riku's point, I'm trying to finish these other games before I move on to the next games. Cause I'm trying to break this habit that I've kind of sort of pseudo developed. So I was like, I don't want an early review code. I don't want to ask for a Yeast 9 review code because I still gotta play Ryza 2, and I don't want to sit there and like be juggling these games. And like, I know I'm a content creator and I'm supposed to get it out while the iron is hot, but I'm not going to compromise my enjoyment of a game. Unfortunately, guys, viewers, everybody, to get you guys content. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do that. I'm gonna try to get that content when I can.
And to a degree, I respect you for not just being like, oh, well, I didn't finish that game, but I'm gonna play the new one. Oh, fuck the previous one. So I still respect that, even though we are 2 or 3 days away from the new game. Shadow is in there digging it deep on the game that he should have beaten months ago, instead of just throwing it to the wayside. And here's the new thing. We're in the, you know. So at least respect you in that regards.
We got a super chat from is it Duo?
Yeah, Duo.
Duo, okay. All right, I'm late to the party. Shout out to Shadow and Pals. Thank you. Not Bow and Pals, Shadow and Pals. Thank you, Duo. We appreciate it, man. All right, so just real quick before we get into the whole Atelier Ryza thing, me and UQ for the most part, because I think everybody else don't really play it that much. But I was also playing Yeast 8, and Yeast 8 I think is the weakest Yeast title I've played so far. I don't know how many. I don't know. Like, I don't know how many Yeast games there are, but that's the weakest one that I've played so far. It's just boring to me.
Here's the question: how many Yeast games have you played?
I think I played 3.
You played 7 and Members of Societa, right?
Yeah, and I think that was about it in this one too. So I think it's 2. So I played 2, and this is the 3rd one I'm playing.
Interesting.
But yeah, I just don't like. I don't know what it's about. The Donna sections are really messing me up, and it's just taking me out of the whole thing. And I feel like this is just dragging on forever. We defeated this big creature that was blocking our path from making the boat, and I'm like, we still got shit to do. I'm like, I don't know if I feel like doing this anymore. But yeah, I'm gonna finish that up in between my Ryza sessions. But speaking of Ryza, let's get into that one real quick. So Ryza 2 came out. And okay, so a lot of people I made a tweet that I think Atelier Ryza has the best turn-based battle system of the modern era. And I define anybody to name me 5 turn-based battle systems from the PS4 to now that might be better.
I saw the gameplay in regards to. We're talking about Ryza 1 or Ryza 2.
I'm gonna say both.
And in regards to this statement, do you agree with it, or are you saying you disagree with it and you would like some examples?
I need at least 5. I need at least 5 JRPGs from the PS4 generation, last generation, to current gen that are top tier, turn-based games. We already know Persona 5. We already know Trails. What else do we have?
Damn.
Fairy Tail.
Shut up, Blake.
Disgaea 5, Cold Steel.
Disgaea 5 is a tactical game. That doesn't count.
That's a tactical game.
Yeah, like I'm reading.
Okay. Cold Steel 3 and 4. We already gave their credit.
Dragon Quest 11.
Dragon Quest 11 is not all that great of a turn-based game. It's really basic. It's basic. It's good, but it's basic.
So what you're looking for is something that adds a lot of features, not just good.
That's good. Yeah, exactly. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm never saying Dragon Quest 11 has a bad battle system. I'm just saying it's extremely basic.
Salazar Naruto said, Persona 5, Yakuza 7 Trails, I'm set to and Final Fantasy.
Hey, nobody talking about Yakuza 7's battle system like that. Nobody's really talking about World of Final Fantasy. Well, World of Final Fantasy.
I actually heard everyone talking about Yakuza like that. You're the only
Listen,
one.
Yakuza. Oh my god.
It's a you thing.
Oh my god.
Octopath, according to Spoink.
Here's the thing, right? People keep sleeping on Haven. Have you guys seen the battle system in Haven? It's turn-based, and it is actually legit really, really good. Like, has anyone played Haven here?
I think I've
Anyone?
heard of it.
No.
Nope.
Oh, bloody
First
hell.
time hearing of the game.
Game of the Year 2020, Haven. It's a great JRPG. Well, it's not Japanese, but it's an RPG. It counts. Its style is Japanese style. It looks Japanese, even though it's not a Japanese developer.
Who the
And
freak
it's
said
indie.
Neptunius 2 V2? I gotta smack you, sweet life of Dio Bruno.
no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Q. Go ahead.
No, but I'm saying it's like Haven has this battle system. It's turn-based, so you get into battle, and then you control two characters. They're supposed to be a couple, basically, and you control them simultaneously. Think something like The World Ends With You, which also should be pointed out as a The World Ends With You it's not turn-based, but anyway, it's similar to The World Ends With You, but it's turn-based in the sense that enemies attack and then you attack, and then basically you use both your characters at the same time. But if let's say an enemy is going to attack one of the characters, you can have the other character shield them while they charge an attack to hit the enemy, basically. But you're doing this simultaneously using the D-pad and the face buttons on the analog buttons. So D-pad and face buttons, whatever. The point is, it's amazing, and I'm surprised a lot of people haven't actually played Haven. It's a great game, and it's just really great game. Great music, looks good. It's on the PS5, so Westong should be playing this. You know
What?
It's on the PS5, man. Haven, get this. I'm pretty. You guys should be googling this right now.
Yeah, you
Haven, the
really
game.
trying to get. All right, we're gonna get on. We're gonna get on to it.
I just googled it.
Calm down, Q. We're gonna get on it. But let's talk. Let's get back to Ryza. Let's get back to Ryza. And I'm still saying that Ryza has a top tier turn based battle system. It's definitely it's at least in the top 10 for this from the modern era. At least in the top 10.
It's so good.
Wait,
though.
you said top 10. So wait, I'm sorry, I'm coming right back. What is your top 5?
Well, see, exactly. I almost can't even name top 5.
So
like,
would you say it's in there? Like,
yeah, it's in top. It's like probably 5. I'll say it's probably 5 or 6. I'll say that.
As far as what I'm seeing, it looks really enjoyable, especially for, because when it comes to turn-based gameplay, when you're looking at it, it's obviously far. That's probably in regards to like any genre that you can think of. This genre, more so than any other that I can think of, it is far more enjoyable to play than to watch. But when you see, at least when I see the gameplay of Ryza 2, for a turn-based RPG game, it looks really fucking fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, okay, it's not too difficult because I'm playing on hard, and I would love to unlock like very hard just to see how far I could go without, I guess, something blocking my path, and I gotta like actually upgrade my equipment and whatnot.
It's the hardest you can choose from the jump.
Yeah, I think so, and you have to you have to beat the game, and you get the other difficulties, or one comes as DLC. I don't know, but there's a lot you gotta do, and there's a lot you gotta do in battle, and there's a lot you got things that you gotta take into account. You can block an enemy attack, will reduce damage, not completely utterly block it. You have to build up your AP so you can do combos into your special skills. You have to worry about building CC because CC will allow you to use items, and items play a pretty heavy role because of course you're doing your alchemist, you're making various items all the time. You have to keep in account other people's HP, not your positioning really, but what other enemies your party members are attacking as well, and keeping an eye on their HP to make sure they're not dying all the time. Cause I see Tao's always dying for some reason. I don't know what that is. But yeah, there's a lot of things you gotta take into account for this one. Your tactical level, so you can gain more normal attacks when you combo into your special attacks and special skills. Sometimes your teammates will tell you that, use a magic attack, use a physical attack, heal my HP, or something along those lines, and then they'll make a follow-up attack, and then you gotta break your enemy so you can interrupt their ultimate attack or something like that. There's a lot of things going on, and it's nice and it's flashy too. It's nice to look at as well. So I'm saying people are sleeping on this. And
so in regards to, I'm sorry to cut you off. In regards to this gameplay, did they change this turn-based gameplay that they have right now? Is this an overhaul
I think it's just
in
a
regards to
polished
Ryza?
No, I think I do think yeah, Q, you agree with me. It's like overall pretty much, right?
I think it's a bit more polished to an extent. Like they've added stuff to it that I find
They changed it. Okay, go ahead.
they've added stuff to it that I think was, because in a sense it's like the basic, like if you look at the combat at its most basic, like this the sort of like not everything that they've added, like the nuance and everything like that, but just the basic style of how the game plays. It's pretty much the same gameplay, but then they added onto it and then added onto it, and now it's polished. It's like taking a rock and turning it into the shiny stone that you sell someone.
Would you
And
say it's comparable to like? Wait, have you played Trails? Because I was gonna say Trails
yeah,
in
I've
the
played
sense of
Trails.
how Cold
Yeah,
Steel. Yeah, you
I
see
played
how
Cold Steel.
Sky 1 is to like how like let's say Cold Steel 3 and 4. Would you say
Yeah.
it's that? Okay.
I think it would be comparable. Maybe even going like with East, because we were speaking about those before. It's like Celceta is pretty good, but I like the gameplay in East 8 more. I think that even though the story, as Shadow was talking about, he doesn't like the story, but story aside, the gameplay in East 8 is much more polished and feels
How?
better.
Okay, go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
mean, it is, but I think the better example is the Cold Steel one, because when it comes to members also set up to Ease 8,
Mhm.
gameplay wise, the only thing they really did add
Mm.
was jump.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it's the same thing. It's just jump.
They,
I'm
they
like,
really only added jump.
It
Like-
feels better. It feels better. The camera.
No, I
looks
agree.
better.
No, I agree with
Yeah.
you. It does feel better. It does feel smoother. But I would like in regards to like the comparison to like Sky to Cold
Mhm.
Steel, like you have the ability to swap your characters out. You know, the whole
Mhm.
affinity system.
Yeah.
You know, there's actual gameplay features added to it, and that's what I'm seeing in regards to like the Atelier games. It looks like there's a lot of gameplay features.
No, no,
that
no, no,
were-
no, no. That's
know?
that's not even considered as an Atelier game. Like Ryza is its own thing. As far as I'm concerned, it's not even an Atelier game. There's Ryza, and then
What?
there's the rest of whatever that series
Jesus.
is.
So wait,
Actually,
hold on.
actually, wait, you might have a
wait,
point
wait,
here,
hold on,
Q.
hold on, hold on.
So
So
the
wait,
rest
now
of that, whatever that is.
are the Atelier fans now treating Ryza like how the Persona fans treat Persona 1
Oh
and 2?
man.
Like everything prior
Like
just doesn't
Pineapple
exist
Fans
anymore?
treat
Exactly.
Real Awakening
Oh
fans.
no, they've
Decided
they've
to-
transcended, guys. They've
They've
transcended.
Exactly. There's gonna be a Ryza.
You
2,
hate to
and
hear
they
it
will-
when a fan base does that, because I'm starting to see people like pretend that Trails in the Sky doesn't exist.
Wow.
And like before
Wow.
that, obviously was the gag card, which is like, Jesus, what? Our fan base is doing this. They're just like, all right, this is the cutoff. Everything before this doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. That's the thing. You know, it doesn't exist. How many people do you know talk like when you hang out and talk to people about RPGs, right? How many people do you hear talk about the Atelier games, like when they're talking like top
Ruru
tier
and whatnot.
RPGs?
No, I really
No
don't hear
one.
them talk about it.
But
Like
they
even
talk about
me,
Ryza.
I'm trying to. I actually do want to go and play, and like they have a decent amount of them on the Vita. But
Yeah.
Oh god.
I've got them on the Vita. I think I got
But-
like 3 on the Vita.
I the only one I really hear people talk about is Ryza.
Exactly. And,
I-
and there's a reason.
Yeah.
There's a very important reason that people talk about Ryza. And
Her thighs.
yes, she's thick, right? But which is true, right? Which is true. I mean, the fact of the matter is that the appeal sells. The thickness appeal sells. That's true. But that aside, it is a really good game. Like the story is good, the characters are good. I think that's people come in for the characters. They like Ryza. I mean, Shadow can attest to this. Tao is amazing. He is. He looks great from the way he looked in the first game. I didn't like him much. I know he's in the second game. He looks great. He plays great. The characters have developed. They've changed, and not just changed in look, but in personality. A lot of things have changed about them as they've gone from the first game to the second game. And you know, back to the whole thing about the battle system. I feel it's like, you know, when you pick up a Tales game, you know it's a Tales game. Even if, let's say, if someone gives you a Tales game and they don't tell you it's a Tales game. Like, let's say, you know, you're playing Tales of Vesperia, but you've never played Tales of Vesperia, but you've played Symphonia before. When you pick it up and you start playing, you'll think, oh, this feels like Symphonia to some extent. It's not exactly the same, but it feels like Symphonia. I think that's the thing I feel when it comes to Ryza. Like, you play Ryza 1 and then you play Ryza 2. If someone didn't tell you that this is Ryza 2, you'll still feel, hey, this feels like Ryza 1 to a certain extent, but it's better. And I think that's the feeling I get from it. The one thing I would say for me is that it's super easy. Like, if you're looking for a challenge, you are not going to get it in Ryza. Whether you're playing on an easy, medium, or difficult, it literally there's just literally no difficulty as far as I'm concerned in that game. It's a simple game, and mainly you're there for the story. So if you're looking for a challenge, you're not going to really find it in the game. But if you're looking for good story, good characters, and of course lots and lots of thickness, Ryza is your game. Ryza 2 is your game.
So Ryza 2, in regards to you know, it being placed as a sequel, would you say that this is definitely similar in regards to, like, you know how some people look at let's say Cold Steel 1 to Cold Steel 2,
Mhm.
they'll treat
Yeah.
them as like one game because in regards to, you know, like a disc 1, disc 2 type of vibe
Yeah.
going on.
Same.
That same
You
thing
get
with Ryza 1 and 2?
Yeah, because it takes place 3 years after the first game. So basically, the
Mhm.
characters they change, and it's just again, it's similar to Cold Steel in the sense. Obviously, Cold Steel is better, but it's similar to Cold Steel in the sense that you when you go from one game to another, and then you see characters that you know, and you're just holy shit, that's that's I don't know, that's Alyssa. She looks amazing from the first game, and what is she doing now, and all this sort of stuff. That's the vibe you get from jumping from one Ryza game to another Ryza game. You run from Ryza 1 to Ryza 2. And I'm saying this like if there are like 5 or 6 games in the series. There's only 2, but we all know there's gonna be 3 and there's gonna be 4. So let's just
Oh
count
my
this
god,
now.
really? They're gonna
I don't know
I
about
can see
4,
a third, but like a fourth? Really?
Yeah, I don't know about 4. Maybe 3.
Look.
I don't know about 4.
Let's just say Ryza 2 sells like, way more than anything else because Ryza 1 outsold everything Koei Tecmo was doing before. Like the entire Atelier series didn't exist before Ryza came along.
It's funny you said that because you are 100% right. Go on.
Exactly, and Koei is all about that money. I mean, when you look at Ryza, right, the fact of the matter is that no costumes are unlocked other than like palette swaps throughout the entire game.
Unfortunately.
And as Koei being Koei, they're gonna put out a million swimsuit outfits and a million nice looking costumes and say, oh, would you like to spend, like £5 on this? And people are gonna be like, well, I have no self-control. I will spend that £5. And of course I'm gonna be one of those people. But the point is that yes, Koei is gonna take our money, and that's just a fact. And so they will make another Ryza game, and the Ryza series will be separate from the rest of the Atelier series as it already is because.
So
I don't even know why
another
you have this in
question.
the
I have a lot of. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions about.
Yeah, this man has a lot of
I'm actually like interested in the franchise. I just don't know.
We don't know anything about besides Ryza, man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
we got the right
really?
person to talk to now.
To
Really?
be quite honest, if you look at my Steam account, I own a lot of Atelier games. If you look at my PlayStation account, I own Atelier games. If you ask me how much I've played them, I have not actually.
Oh, fuck.
I played Manakamiya. People always say that's probably Atelier series, I guess, but that's the only ones I like. I played from beginning to end. Manakamiya 1 and 2. The Atelier games, the first one I actually finished was Ryza.
Yeah. Proper. It's a proper game. I mean, I tried Atelier games before, but then I got bored. I was like, "There's no thickness in here."
Exactly.
And
It's boring.
Exactly. And then Ryza came along, and there was thickness, and I stuck it out. So.
And like the other Atelier games, they really felt too girly for my taste. Like honestly,
True, true.
I felt ashamed if somebody saw me playing them. I'm sorry. I'd rather you can catch me playing Senran Kogura. You can catch me almost playing a freaking visual novel hentai. I don't even know, but I want to be caught playing Atelier Ryza. I mean not Ryza. A previous Atelier game.
Lua and whatnot.
Yeah, Lula. I could.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe SK and Logi. I was cool with, but everything else was like, nah, you couldn't. I couldn't play those games. So I was like, my manhood was being questioned.
And then the thing is, don't they have male characters in there? Like, what's the dude's name?
They
Schreckenberg, I see that people
don't.
talk about.
They do have
they're
male
not-
characters, but they're not. They're not
at the forefront.
Yeah,
They're
not at the
real
forefront.
male
Yeah.
characters,
Yeah.
and other than that too, like I imagine the factor of like Shadow is saying with the fact that it's very girly. That's the same vibe I got from every time I played an Atelier game before Ryza. I felt like I was playing, and this is not to say like I like cute stuff to a certain extent with some games. There are certain games that are cute in some ways, and I'm like, oh, this is actually nice. I like this, but it's not just girly. It's like Little Princess girly. It's like,
Yeah, that's the way to describe it.
it's like you start playing this game and you wake up in the middle of the night and your manhood is packing a bag and leaving the house. It's like, sorry man, I can't stay with you anymore. Like, you're doing me wrong. So you just can't. Atelier games. So Ryza is the only game in the series that matters really.
Wow.
Series because it doesn't belong to the Atelier franchise. It is its own thing, and it just borrows. Like it took the whole alchemy aspect from the Atelier games and became its own monster, which makes it amazing. And so yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm always sad when I hear a fan base just disregard all of the.
I
great
was
games
never a fan
before.
of the Atelier series, so you can't even say that. Like I'm a fan of the Ryza series.
I understand.
So-
I understand. I'm just saying. It just hurts. to see that.
So, yeah.
right.
Ryza fan base. That's basically it, you know. So
Yeah.
just so anyone knows who hasn't started Ryza 2 yet, buy it. There's a bundle you can get Ryza 1 and Ryza 2. Start the series with us, you know, at the beginning with Ryza 1, work your way up into Ryza 2. Don't buy any of the other Atelier games, they don't matter, really.
Wow.
Damn. I wouldn't even go that far. I'm sorry for the like the one person that who's an Atelier fan watching this. I wouldn't go that far, but you know that's cute.
Whoever is a fan
Okay.
of in the Atelier games, just know that all of the ones that are available on Vita, I'm interested in them.
Oh man.
No,
No.
Riku, don't
Play
do that to
anything else.
yourself. You're gonna punish yourself,
mean,
and you know what's
let's
gonna happen. You're
go.
gonna come back on the podcast.
Vita means
and
life,
you-
baby.
Oh,
No,
like-
it's not about the Vita.
You're kinda
Your
right.
Vita is gonna leave you. Your Vita is gonna be like, no, Riku, this is not working for me. I'm sorry. You know.
I'm gonna download them right now.
Oh Jesus,
No.
no, just don't. All right, I think we got the Ryza talk out of our system. It's a good game. Don't sleep on it because it's some memes going around about thick thighs. I streamed it yesterday, and yes, I was all leading into the whole thigh thing, but you know, it's still a good game. Don't let that deter you, okay? I keep saying this, and I'm saying it all the time. I don't care how pretty a game is. I don't care how many quote-unquote waifus there are in the game. If the gameplay wasn't there, I would not be playing this game. Period. Okay.
I agree. Same.
Y'all really trying to sell me on this game as high key kind of working, but I mean, I'm also tempted just to wait until like Ryza appears in the Warriors game before I try.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's gonna
There
happen.
That's gonna happen. But
Let's go.
Ryza is not just about
We're all out
Ryza.
here.
Ryza 2 is about the husbando. The
Oh, God.
husband.
Okay, now we're
There's
getting-
one.
I think it's time to move on. I don't want to hear this.
we're getting full into
You
this.
gotta back me up here, Shadow. You know.
I don't know.
Tyler's the
I don't know what this
husbando,
man's
of
talking
course.
about. I don't know what this man's talking about. He going crazy. All
You got
right.
a super chat. Go ahead, read that. Let's go.
No, why?
Oh man, who
What's
wants
the
to?
comment?
You want to read it, Riku? Go ahead.
Let's go. Super chat by Duo Beard again. He gave us $1.99 and he said, "Vita, my man, this guy knows quality gaming. Let's go."
Oh my god. We also got another super chat from Halo Strike. RE Atelier Ryza. Do we have to play part 1 to understand / follow part 2?
I recommend you do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of character growth that goes on. Like a good time skip goes on with the characters. They look different. One character in particular goes through a huge like metamorphosis because he was pretty much an asshole in the first game, but now he's pretty cool
Yeah.
now. But yeah, I think you should play Ryza 1. I'm sorry guys, the alerts weren't on, but they're on now, so you should see the alert come up when a super chat hits. All right, so I think we went a little bit crazy with the Ryza talk. Let's move on. Bob, I'm interested to hear your opinion on Disgaea 6.
So, for those that don't know, let's start by saying that. For those that don't know, Disgaea 6, there's a demo out on the eShop in Japanese right now, and the game just runs terribly on the Switch.
Oh,
To the
God.
point, there is actually a performance mode
Ew.
that slightly sacrifices the visuals to try and get at a stable 30 frames.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, without that performance mode, you're probably going to be looking at 20 frames
Ew.
while you play. But
Oh.
apparently the PS4 version is fine, but as far as we know, we're not getting that version in the West, so that's an issue. But other than that, in performance mode, after a while, you don't notice really the change in like graphical quality. So if you're like adamant about playing it on the go, then sure, play it on the Switch. But other than that, I personally can't really recommend it.
Oh man.
Or you can hook up your Vita, remote
We're
play
not-
with the PS4.
You gotta find a way to bring it back to the video.
Am I wrong? You couldn't do this.
Yes.
You could do
It's
that.
possible.
You can.
But it's not on PS4 right now in the West.
Nah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Right
Fuck,
now,
no,
yeah.
that's rude.
Right now, it's not confirmed to be on PS4.
So take
in
your
the
Vita
West.
and stick it.
So wait a minute, Bob. Have you played any of the other Disgaea games? Or
Yeah, I played them all.
oh, you played them all. Oh, so what did you think about the demo just in general, like from a Disgaea standpoint, especially the move to 3D, like seeing it, playing it firsthand?
It's kind of weird, honestly, at first playing in 3D, but after a while, I got used to it because, like, on the map, it's still the way the sky looks, sort of top down. But as soon as you do like a special attack, it just shifts to a different mode where it's a 3D model, and that takes getting used to for this series. But the attacks are still as flashy as ever. In terms of gameplay, I heard they made a lot of changes, but I didn't get to notice any in the demo. So I can't really comment on that. But it still feels like the sky. Like it's not changing the wheel or reinventing the wheel, so to speak.
That is true. So yeah, I played the demo myself. I was a little bit disappointed, man. I thought I could stomach this move to 3D, and I can't fully do it. And then hearing about the Switch's performance with the potential that we're only going to see the Switch version in the West, it's got me hella concerned. I don't know why. I know why this series went to 3D. It's easier to create in 3D, and it will appeal to more people instead of being 2D sprites and having that heavily anime look. Even though it still has that heavy anime look. But I know after I was done with the demo, I went and actually got up. I actually went inside my closet because I don't display my physical games anymore. So I had to go inside my closet, grab Disgaea 5, put it in, and I was like, yes, this feels right. The 2D look feels right. This is what Disgaea is supposed to be. But that could be
You
the
finished Disgaea 5, right?
Shut up. Yeah, I did.
We're just making sure, okay? Your track rated.
Shut
your
up.
track
Shut up.
rated is spooky right now. We're just making sure.
I got 200 hours in Disgaea 5 and I beat the super bosses, okay?
Okay, you out here.
All right. Yeah, I did beat Disgaea 5. But yes, this game it's looking spooky for me. I'm going to have to decide if I want to play it day one, which it's probably going to be the case. I'm probably going to play day one, buy it on Switch, or if I should wait for the Disgaea 6 complete version with all the DLC and whatnot. So far, DLC that's confirmed is mostly just previous Disgaea characters coming into this game, which is pretty standard. But yeah, like Bao said, the heart and soul of Disgaea is still here, but the look is what's killing me. And with this game, I think they're trying to ease more people into it by going a little bit crazy with the stats. The stat barrier in this game has completely been shattered. Damage going up to like quintillion or something like that, probably. I don't even know. But this game is already starting out with stats in the millions, I believe, or billions even. I'm not sure. And I think that's a way to ease new people into the game and saying that, yeah, you could have these stats, and maybe if you want, you could possibly go to the post game and get even better stats. Which honestly, it's not that hard to get like ungodly stats in Disgaea, but it is time consuming. I'll say that. It's very time consuming, but it's still pretty fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game, but I'm disappointed with the move 3D. I don't think it needed it. And another thing that I'm a little disappointed in is that Disgaea 5 came out in like 2015. I feel like they just really took the Disgaea 5 template when it comes to the UI and almost everything else and just pasted it onto here. Like it's not overly different. It's got.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's been a while since Disgaea 5 came out. You couldn't make a new UI. I don't know. And what's crazy?
Do you guys,
go ahead.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel that NIS is just not really treating the Disgaea franchise the way they should? Because in regards to NIS and them as a company, isn't Disgaea basically their cover franchise? Like Prinny is their mascot for all of NIS, right?
That is their mascot, yeah.
So what's the deal with them? Like the way they're treating this franchise, like I don't know. It just feels like it's.
I think it may be sales though. I mean, like how well does the Disgaea series sell for them compared to maybe some of the other titles they've published? Maybe some of the other titles do better, and it does. The other thing too is that remember these companies are companies run by by executives and so forth. I mean, the people who maybe work on the games, who do the translation and the PR and stuff like that, they're like us. They're gamers who got into the industry and are excited about these games. But then when you maybe have the people up top who may be making some of the bigger decisions, it may just be down to numbers. So that could be some of the reasons why you may find the series isn't being treated the way you think it should be treated. And this is not me just defending NAS, but it just feels that like a lot of times when I speak to like PRs or developers and so forth. And I asked them, hey, because it was similar when I asked about Criminal Girls. Like I asked about Criminal Girls from 10S before, and I spoke to one of the people who worked on the game. He did some of the translation. I was like, hey, are we gonna get another Criminal Girls? And it was down to numbers. It was like if it sold well, then yeah, they'll probably make another game in the series. But if not, it gets pushed back for other stuff that it could possibly make money on. And yeah, I think that's maybe why it may be what it is. I mean, I'm not the biggest Disgaea fan. I've played a good few of the games, but I don't know. I'll play anything on the Switch, to be honest. You put it on the Switch, I'm
So I just looked up the
Keep it
sales.
real.
I just
Keep
looked up
it
the
real.
sales of 5 specifically.
Uh-huh.
The original version in its first week sold 20,000 copies in Japan, and then the complete edition sold 200,000 worldwide. And it said going forward, the Switch and PS4 would be their main platforms because how good it did. But I don't know their expectations for the series, but compared to other games, that's not too good. But who knows? Maybe that's good for what they're looking for.
I'm gonna say something about that real quick, but we got a super chat from Ace Breaker, $5 super chat. Makes no sense to keep the PS4 version of the D6 in Japan when the PS4 is bigger in the West than in Japan. Yes, that is 100% facts. It basically there's a higher install base of there's more PS4s in people's homes than there are, I guess Switch maybe. So I don't know why you keep it from PS4. But to your point, Bao, saying that it sold really well on the Switch. The only reason Disgaea 5 sold so well on the Switch is because it came out the same year as the Switch and people were desperate for games. It was like it had like a 1-for-1 attach rate with the Switch. People wanted a JRPG to play on the Switch, and it's still to this day why I want data on people who actually played and finished Disgaea 5 on Switch, because I don't believe any of them did. I believe it's a gross few people.
I don't think you're allowed to talk about people finishing games.
No. Well, first of all. Okay, you know what? I'm playing the games, all right? I'm playing my games. I don't know what you're talking about. I may have fallen out the wagon, I'm still playing them. Anyway.
Oh, another thing is that in the West, the complete edition of 5 is pretty much where all the sales came from. Because in Japan, the complete edition sold like 5,000 copies in its first week.
So, based on what you're saying, Chad, you think Disgaea 6 is going to sell like trash now that the Switch has more games on it?
It might, yeah. It might just. I don't think it's going to help it. I don't think just being on Switch is going to help it anymore. It's not going to sell. It's nowhere it will buy. What'd you say, 200,000 copies? It's not going to come anywhere near close to 200K. I don't think it is. Not in the first, what was that, the first week or something like that? What was that sales period then?
200, after I think 2018, but for the first week in Japan was like 5,000 copies, but worldwide was like 20,000, I think.
Okay, so 200,000 by 2018, and I think it came out in 2017. I don't think it's gonna do as good. I think people were just desperate for games to play on their Switch, and they got Disgaea 5 because that was the only one, the only JRPG.
I mean, I have Disgaea 5 on my Switch too, but I mean.
No, you ain't play it.
No, of course not. But here's the thing though. I've played Disgaea 5 on my Vita, so I mean.
Wait, Disgaea 5 on the Vita? Is it?
Isn't it on the
Is
Vita?
it? It's on the
No,
Vita?
I don't think so.
Yeah, 4 is on the
I was
Vita.
thinking remote played on
Oh,
the Vita.
sorry, 4. Okay, never mind.
I may not know Disgaea, but I know the game's on the
Oh,
Vita.
oh my god.
Let's go.
Well, I played 4 technically. As far as I'm concerned, I played 5. So. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, that's a huge stretch, but okay. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get Disgaea 6 when it comes out on the Switch only. And the West was so fucking stupid. Oh my god. And that frame, is it really that bad? Even on performance mode, it's bad, right? It's still terrible, right? Oh man, I don't know what I want to do.
Give it a try.
That's sad as someone who is interested in the franchise and the current state of the game. Its future. It's here's the thing. It's looking bleak for the franchise right now. Disgaea 7. How do you think Disgaea 7 is going to be treated if Disgaea 6 is in the state that it is in right now?
I don't think there's gonna be a Disgaea 7 if that's the case.
Did you think that there would be a Disgaea 6? You remember how long that was?
they tried to go back to 7, they might try to bring back the original cast to boost sales.
I think the reason it took so long for this one because NIS has always been going through financial troubles. They've always had problems with stuff, and they had a terrible launch with the Disgaea RPG when it first launched in Japan. It like messed them up completely, and that game's supposed to come out this year in the West. But yeah, NIS
I heard those Falcon games giving them some money, so that's good.
Oh God! All right.
They
We'll
about to
see
make
about
some
that.
money off of Ease 9 this week. Let's go.
Oh,
Your
man.
boy Riku with the 6 copies.
Oh.
Don't worry, NAS. I'm gonna pull you through.
I just hope that launch is good, man. You know, launches for NIS has been pretty spooky.
Yeah.
You know, especially
They
with the
even messed it up
translation
with
and
it.
stuff.
They even messed it up with Cold Steel 4. Like
Yeah.
I hope the launch for East 9 is everything is smooth, because they're out here talking about you could get the deluxe edition of East 9 right now for $59.99.
Don't
which
do
is,
it.
It's like a $10 discount, but it's like that's cool and all, but I hope your game I hope
it runs.
running fine.
I hope I can
Especially
download
since,
it.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you can, but it's like in regards to like starting it, and plus,
okay.
there's another thing going around in regards to the reviews for the PS playing Ease 9 on the PS5. Apparently NIS did something while they were translating the game and they were digging around in the code. Apparently they did something that caused the game while running on PS5 to start crashing. And the reviewers, some of the reviewers in there, they were mentioning this in their reviews. Some of them docked points, some of them didn't. But what they're saying is that this isn't, the game. This isn't the game's fault in it running on a PS5, because apparently, if you played the the Japanese version of Ease 9 on your PS5, everything runs fine. So the only thing you can point it at is whatever the hell NIS did when they were digging around in there. So hopefully they can fix that before.
So it's like the
Tuesday.
localization team's fault, basically.
Yeah, they're saying the localization team, they did something.
Why are their team? Why are their team?
They did something.
I don't know why. I want to say this, but like, why are they so garbage? I don't know, man. Like they can consistently do terrible launches. Yeast 8 was infamous. I was trying to give these people the benefit of the doubt, but they still messed it up for Cold Steel 4.
I'll give them credit. Cold Steel 3 launched very smoothly, but
That's true.
4 wasn't all that good. Ease 8, like you said, that was a fucking catastrophe. Fucking Falcom almost said, if you guys, that's probably why Cold Steel 3 was so good of a launch, because Falcom was looking at him like, if you fuck up another launch of our games, we gonna have some issues. So Cold Steel 3 launched perfectly, but then they messed up with Cold Steel 4, and now we're hearing this stuff about Ease 9. So it's like, man, Falcom can start breathing on you motherfuckers' neck again if you keep this shit up.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. All right. I think we're all good with this guy at this point. It's gonna be quite an interesting summer when this game comes out. For me at least. What are we talking about next? Those are the two main ones.
Let's check the topics.
Ninja has something to ask me about that new video. Something SRW related.
Oh
yeah, I just wanted to ask you a quick question about
First,
that.
shout out to Bao. He came out with a new video, Super Rubber Wars. Check it out. I'm gonna be watching that after the stream. It seems like you put a lot of passion into that.
I just gotta ask you that later towards the end, Bao.
Okay. I am very curious. I will admit.
Sosuke, Blake, I guess, and Gab. Did you guys play the Monster Hunter Rise demo?
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Me, Bao, and Blake did.
We could talk about that real quick. What you guys think of it?
Might be game of the year.
Yeah.
Ew, what, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
game
that.
of the year.
What game?
I like that.
Monster Hunter Rise.
Interesting.
Really,
Like,
Man,
will
it's
say-
a lot of
you're not even
changes.
kidding. Like it like you think it's gonna be game of the year.
Yes. Like.
Wait, no. Okay, game of the year personally, perhaps. Game of the year at the Game
Yeah.
Awards, hell no.
Of course not. We don't talk about break.
Of
We don't
course
talk
not.
about break competition.
There's not enough politics in this game for it to be game of the year.
True.
But in terms of just
enough
like genuine
sex in the
fun
game.
and being an improvement over past entries, yeah, it has the potential.
Oh
And
yeah.
you think no other JRPG or any other game that will come out this year will top it?
Oh, possible. SMT5
not really.
maybe.
That game
Like
coming out.
compared to everything else announced that we know about, Rise is
Rise
probably
will
the
too.
first, like the best thing that honestly I'd put up top game of the year.
Yeah,
It's also the start of the year though, so we don't know what else is coming this year.
Right.
true.
I did pre-order Rise at least, and I am interested in it.
All right. You guys know me. I can't play. I can play Monster Hunter style games, but I can't play Monster Hunter. So,
I feel like you
Why
should
so
try to get
weird?
back into the series.
Yeah.
maybe
How-
with
how
stories,
the hell is that even-
stories
what
too.
was the last one you tried?
Was it? What was the one on Wii?
Oh, 3 Ultimate?
Oh my god.
Try?
You didn't
No,
even try
that's just
World?
Vanilla. That's vanilla try.
Your best opportunity was during World.
I think no, I never got World, and I quote unquote got World, and I played it for like 5 seconds only to make a video, and
Oh, Lord.
World was your best opportunity to get into the franchise.
Listen, Shadow. Look, take it from me, a devout Monster Hunter fan. 3 Try was the first game I played. I played the game for 10 hours, never touched it again, and then played 4, never touched it again, and then when I played Generations and World, that's when I got heavy into it.
It's weird. I don't know. Stories looks like it's gonna be the one for me that I get into this.
But it's not a Monster Hunter game.
It is a Monster Hunter. It says Monster Hunter Stories. What are you talking about?
Shadow.
dude?
Shadow. That's like how Endless Frontier isn't really a Super Robot Wars game.
First of all, Endless Frontier is amazing, and it's definitely a Super Robot game. It's the best Super Robot Wars game ever. We all know this.
We have a super chat from Dude saying Val may need to hold Shadow's hand during Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh,
It's
wow.
beginner friendly. He's the
For-
supposed JRPG god. He'll be fun.
What you mean supposed? Yeah, what you
I feel like Riku could take it for this title, for being honest.
No, he
Someone
can't.
over here
No, he
like pray
can't.
to-
No, he can't. All right. I don't need no hand holding. All right, I'll be all right by myself. All right. Just point me
I
in
think
the
you should try the demo at least of Rise. Like, get
Yeah,
like a boost.
I'm open to trying a demo. It's just sad that it's only on Switch, right?
Yes, but they found like data of a PC port in the files apparently.
Okay. See, that's just. It actually runs pretty good. I'm looking at the gameplay right now on screen. It looks like it runs
Yep.
pretty well. If that's Switch, yeah, it runs pretty well.
Also,
It's in the RE engine, by the way, in case you didn't.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh,
Now
okay.
you got his interest now. No, he's like, oh, is it? Perfect. I'm gonna be able to mod this on the PC when it comes out inevitably.
Yo, why are you reading my mind? Get out of my head.
Also, Shadow, if you do play it, Monster Hunter is definitely not a single player game. You always want to have people to play with because it makes it so much better.
I mean, I play.
Some people can play alone, but I'm not one.
I play God Eater, but I play all 3 God Eater games by myself. Those work out pretty
Really?
well. Yeah.
How could you? That
I think I only I may have played with somebody else, do a couple of missions, but for the majority of the game, like the story, I beat it by myself.
with how the monster balancing in that, like some of the origami, like
It's terrible. Yeah, it's like
ridiculous.
oh my god, there. But that's the thing. If I team up with somebody else, I'm gonna team up with somebody that's like way overpowered and broken, and he's just gonna be doing a whole bunch of like cheap cheesing, spam attacks and just kills them.
People you know.
How do you coordinate like playing with people you know though? Like for me, I struggle to even just meet up with 1 or 2 people on a regular. So I imagine doing
That's what the Discord's for, I guess.
Group chat. Ask
I
them
say,
to play.
there's just put in the group chat or anything like that. Just hey, anyone looking to play Monster Hunter? People are always looking down to play Monster Hunter.
All right, if I get enough people like interested in Monster Hunter, or at least on the Discord, I'll see what's up.
Oh, listen, we are. I think me, Bao, Sosuke are getting it day 1. My little brother's getting it day 1. Ryusa is getting it day 1. I think the vast majority of us in our group chat are getting it day 1.
Okay, we'll see. Doesn't seem like a priority to me for a game for me to play.
The Rise is a priority.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, sir.
Definitely.
What you mean? All right. All right. Yeah, but I'll definitely get in stories too. I don't know how you guys saying that's not a Monster Hunter game, but I'll give stories a try. All right. All right, let's
Yes,
see.
all they need is a dragon waifu in Monster Hunter, and then they can count me in at that point.
Yo,
in time.
Pink Rathian?
I
Pink
think there
Rathian got
is
your
one.
name on it, bro?
Isn't there like there's like a one with light blue hair that I've seen
Really? Is it?
before?
From
No,
Monster Hunter.
I thought
No,
I
no,
saw
no,
one.
no. But
I need proof.
if I remember correctly, there is a figure of the monster, the Gormagala, but just as an anime girl. Like they just,
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Okay.
they just turned the Gormagala into an anime girl. And I'm like, yeah, I
Game
don't put
boobs.
this in a game.
Make it horny.
Oh my god, that's
There we
not
go.
that's
Make it horny.
Literally the slogan for games released in the last 5 years, specifically through Nintendo.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Oh, they've gotten better.
So let's go
You know
a little
what?
bit. Oh god.
I can bet right now if they put some kind of Ryza content in Monster Hunter Rise, because Monster Hunter Rise loves its crossover content. I bet money if they put some Atelier Ryza content in this game, Shadow will be all over this game.
Shadow won't be simping.
So guys, I need y'all to help me get that armor.
I definitely
Right
would not. I definitely would not be.
Mhm.
I definitely would not be.
I'll say
Make
that,
it,
that's not a-
It's like Persona 5 and mobile games. Like I don't like mobile games, and I like Persona 5, and there's a bunch of mobile games that keep getting Persona 5 like DLC stuff or things you can buy, and they're not selling me. They're like emailing me like, "Hey, we've got a mobile
oh
game,
yeah.
and it's got Persona stuff." in it."
I
And
was
I'm
getting
like,
I was getting emails about those types of like mobile games too, and I was like, ain't no way in hell I'm playing this game, even to like
exactly.
get money
Okay, well,
from you guys. Get out of here.
The difference is that's like those are mobile games. They force you to like pay out of pocket sometimes just to like roll the gacha or like do this extra content.
Man, I ain't got time for that. I
When it
ain't
comes to
doing that.
Monster Hunter Rise and the Monster Hunter series as a whole, DLC has been free since the very beginning of the franchise.
That's what I'm
But the
saying.
grind is real.
All this mobile game trash. With that being said, this podcast is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. All right. Nah.
I'm so mad, bro. I reached out to them and said my boy Shadow Lee wants a sponsor, and they said DMS Shadow never did.
Yeah, I couldn't sell it like that, man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't sell it like that. Like, yeah, it's money. I get that, but like, I couldn't even do it. I was like, I can't do this with Raid Shadow
That would be
Legends.
so funny though.
Bro, listen. At that point, it was more of a meme. I feel like
That's
everyone
true,
would've laughed. No one would have called you a sellout.
Shadow Elite, Raid Shadow Legends, the plan was right there.
Listen,
and you didn't
Shadow.
take it?
If anything, you probably could have convinced them to get like on terms with some JRPG people to add JRPG characters to Raid Shadow Legends, like
Oh man.
Bro, we could have had Sephiroth and Raid Shadow Legends and Shadow backed out.
but why would we want it? The game sucks though. So
Whoa,
like,
whoa,
because-
whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, listen. We ain't gonna have that conversation right now.
The game don't suck. If you don't like it.
all mobile games suck as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, sir, watch your mouth. Fake Grand Order
As
is
long
amazing.
as you're playing it mobily on that Vita, then it's good to go.
Ew.
The
Actually,
Vita is not a mobile game. The Vita is just it's a handheld. It's a different thing. Handhelds are different than mobile games.
See, I when I think mobile games, I think games you can play mobily. Those games I call phone games.
Oh, okay. I can feel you on that one. Yeah,
Yeah, I give you that one.
hmm The only phone game that was ever good was that Snake one back on the old Nokia. That was pretty good.
I like this one phone game called Unblock Me.
that sounds like you asking somebody.
Open the door.
The only good mobile game was Flappy Bird.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
he was
No,
a Flappy
no,
Bird
no,
man.
All
right,
hold
Shadow.
on.
Hold up. What y'all know about that temple run though?
Uh,
That's
there's
crazy.
too many Temple Run clones.
Bro,
at
I
this
got
point.
Ultra Instinct off temple run, bro.
Jesus. All right, let's talk about something a little bit off topic. Not JRPG related. It was a talk of the town last week or the week prior. Xbox Live. We could talk about it real quick. They tried to double their prices, and people were mad. People were really upset about it, going crazy. And then Microsoft, they decided to back out and said, "Nah, we're not doing that. We made a mistake." My whole thing about this is they're trying to increase the price because even though Microsoft has deep pockets, Game Pass, as good as it is not sustainable. There's no way that it can be. So the fact that Game Pass exists is only because Microsoft has deep pockets, but they will eventually increase the price. But making it double was absolutely asking for way too much, and for especially that Game Pass Xbox Live doesn't even do that much at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're talking about Xbox Game Pass?
Xbox Live, yeah.
Mary tried to double the price of like
that.
Xbox Live last week or something, and then they
Yes,
after the backlash,
debacle. That was very ballsy of them to do, especially with their. I don't want to say Microsoft and Xbox, please know your place, but Loki, they kind of need to know their place in regards to what they thought they could get away with, and people not saying anything. I think they just tried their luck. I think they, from a business standpoint, if they would have gotten away with this, then whoever on the executive side of that table, with that decision would have gotten a ridiculous amount of money and raise and whatnot.
Yeah.
So from a business standpoint, I understand them trying to, just make more money, but I think they either aren't aware or forgot where they are in regards to the gaming industry and how people kind of see Microsoft from a positive and negative perspective. Like, obviously, everyone can agree their heyday was the, from 2005 to like 2000 and late 2009, I would say. That was their heyday. Xbox 360. Everybody had an Xbox. Xbox was at the top of their game. Like, nobody could touch them. If you were a baby, you were playing the Wii's, and apparently if you didn't know what was right with you were playing a PS3. But apparently everybody was playing an Xbox 360 around that time, and everybody loved Microsoft. But times have changed, man. Like, Kinect fucked them up. Xbox One wasn't the thing. Xbox Series X is like, it ain't
doing that.
It doesn't really have. I'm. It's still selling, and apparently people are still trying to like get their hands on it. But in regards to like a game on there that you really like, people, debatable. People say, "Oh, you don't really need Demon Souls," or some people say, "Yeah, you do." But there is no debate in regards to like the Xbox Series X and owning.
Honestly, it feels like even they don't have faith in the Series X since everything is multi-plat with PC.
Yeah, but I was obviously talking about more so just them as a company, and the Xbox, the Xbox brand as a whole, including Xbox Game Pass.
I found that the Series X currently, because like Halo got delayed, doesn't really have like any like
Halo
amazing brand new games. That being said, though, it is probably the best legacy machine on the market right now.
I can definitely agree with that. Definitely,
that backwards compatibility with 360, bro. It is the only way to play Sonic Unleashed right now.
That's the only thing you care about.
Moving on.
All right, that's the only thing you care about.
That's crazy how much Sonic Unleashed has aged. Like, people really like it now. Like, man, when that game first came out.
Well, see, I think the main reason that everyone disliked it at first was because they were coming off the heels of 06, and at that point, everyone was just mad at Sonic.
Yeah,
because
the whole Werehog.
Do people like it ironically, or do people like it ironically, or do they actually like Sonic Unleashed? Like,
no,
people
I genuinely like it.
Believe it or not, I've seen people on my timeline literally yesterday getting mad over someone else saying Sonic 06 is bad. I'm like, when the hell did this happen? I thought we all agreed that Sonic 06 was bad.
Okay,
that person got problems.
Okay, you want to know what's funny about the whole like Sonic 06 thing? People are going, quote unquote, looking at it with a critical lens, saying it wasn't as bad as you think.
No, shut up.
And,
yes, it was. Yes,
thank you. Like, my initial, like, when I saw a tweet like that, I just vocally said, "Shut up." And my thoughts on that situation is just, even from a gameplay design standpoint, you can't wholesale say the game was designed properly. There are missing mechanics. There are missing things in the code that allow the game to work properly. It's kind of buggy in a lot of areas, not to a point where it's unplayable, but it's just like, ugh. From the point of a Sonic game, it's one of the slower ones. I would play Lost World before ever touching 06 again.
I disagree on that entirely.
All right,
I'm very sad
Lost
because
World actually felt like I'm actually moving, like there's a pace to it. 06 is just a leisurely stroll to it, and we're not even going to get into the story writing.
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that.
I just think Sonic 06, the good things about Sonic 06 is the design of the characters and the music.
Yeah,
music is outstanding. Visuals though, the visuals for 06 are amazing as well. Like, game looks
I still think they hold up. That's
I don't know about
too.
that. The only good song in Sonic 06 was His World. That's the only good one.
No,
Wait. Have you heard
the
Kingdom
level
Valley?
music is really good too, bro.
Kingdom Valley,
Aquatic
Dreams
Base?
Mm-hmm.
Dreams of an
Dreams of an Absolution? All Hell
really
Shadow?
good stuff in there.
Y'all
It's
all
got some
crazy.
really good stuff in there.
Y'all go. We got off topic to Sonic. All right, man. You know, Sonic is trash.
Yeah,
Sonic
we were talking about Xbox.
We were talking about
Game Pass and
Xbox.
whatnot.
You know,
Going back to that whole thing, like, yeah, they really thought that they could get away with it, and a part of me, you know, like from a business standpoint, good try, but and then on top of the whole, you know, when they realized that they couldn't get away with it, it feels like they definitely had that plan B in place to where, oh, okay, by the way, we're not doing what we said we were going to do, and also that paywall that we had in regards to needing Xbox Live to play your free to play games on Xbox. You don't need that anymore. So love us again, please.
That's
so it's
stupid.
just like my friend hit me up on text like when that happened. He's a heavy like Xbox dude, and he was like, "Look, Microsoft cares for us.
Oh my
they
God.
removed the free to play thing."
that
You
should have
know,
never been
and
there to
firstly
begin
he-
with.
Yeah, firstly he was unaware that though in regards to like PlayStation, that's always been the case. But secondly, it's like if they care for you, that would have never been there to begin with, and they literally finally removed it when they were about to fuck you and fuck you, you know, and couldn't fuck you. So it's like,
Who's to say they can't though? Because people, what I've noticed about people in the gaming space is that people have short memory, and eventually, once companies decide that they're gonna do something, like raise a price on something. Let's say, for example, the whole $70 price tag now for PS5 and Xbox Series X games. At first, when it was announced and the price is gonna go up by $10, everyone was like, "Oh my God, no, this is gonna be the worst thing ever!" And now everyone buys their games at that price and don't give two shits about it. So I think the thing is that whenever they raise prices, it's like Netflix. When Netflix decide to raise their prices, people make a big uproar, and then the price goes up, and people keep paying for it because they want
Yep.
to keep watching their
Because
Netflix.
yeah,
but I
So
think there's a difference though. The thing is, in regards to competition,
Mhm.
like being real, Hulu, Crunchyroll, and whatever, you know, other freaking Amazon Prime Video, they are not competition for
Mhm.
Netflix. Netflix is obviously at number one, and they are pretty far ahead in regards to it.
Mhm.
And in regards to like giving their subscribers, you know, original content, quote unquote original content, you know, for them, they basically keep those people who are, you know, turning on Netflix and looking for something to watch. They're keeping them well fed. So
Mhm.
yeah, I hear you in regards to like when we do hear it every so often. Netflix is like, we're increasing our prices and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I think one of the reasons people don't, you know, you hear a little uproar and then it disappears. I think that's the reason for that is because of the fact that yeah, they still have good shit to offer in there for those people. You know,
And I think that's the
Xbox.
same argument for Xbox though, because when you think about it like this, right? Game Pass was never, sorry, let's say Xbox Live or even Game Pass.
Mhm.
The prices were different. Game Pass on PC was $4.99 or something, for like a good period of time, and then eventually they said, well, we're gonna have to raise the price to 10, right? They raised the price for 10. People who still had Game Pass on PC were like, it's still worth it. I mean, I'm one of those people. I was like, you know what, the price ain't that bad. I'll keep it, right? But it's the
But
same thing with
here's the
Xbox
thing though.
Live.
Here's the thing though, that when we are talking about the price increases that have happened before in regards to Xbox Live, or even the price increases that have happened with Netflix, they were like at most $5 to $10. This is them doubling the price.
And I'm saying people would pay it because there are going to be people who all they have is an Xbox, right? The Xbox is the only console they've
there
got,
it is.
you know, and they're going to be like, well, I want to play multiplayer with my friends. You know, we've got Call of Duty, we've got FIFA, we've got whatever we got to play multiplayer, especially, you know, those people who play multiplayer games full time. And they're going to pay for it. They're going to pay that price. You know, I had a mate who I was chatting with last night, and he told me he's paying $60 for some sports package with something he's signed up with because he wants to watch football, right? And he's like, well, I'm like, why don't you just sign up for ESPN XP, you know, because that's like £5 or something. And he's like, well, I could sign up for that, but you know, I can't like record and rewind or some kind of thing like that, he said. And so he's like, I'm paying this £60 price. I'm like, that's a lot more. That's a huge jump. So I think people will pay for what they want, and I think the thing is that it's just like when Xbox said that they were gonna do DRM in games where you couldn't play your games without connecting to the internet or something like that for some time. And everyone made a whole stink about it. And eventually, it's on the Xbox. If you don't log on
It's
your
on
Xbox within a
PlayStation
period
as
of
well.
time,
Yeah.
exactly. And now no one cares. Like everyone is just like, this is just how it is.
It's
So-
not how they it's not how they said that they were gonna do it, but DRM exists on
Yeah.
Exactly.
Especially
It's
like
pretty much
AAA
everything.
games. Forget
Yeah,
it. You
if
can't even get online.
If you don't have your account activated as the
Yeah.
primary on your PlayStation 4,
Yes,
you're
true.
basically asking for the DRM method.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think with regards to this whole thing with Xbox Live, right now people are upset, and yeah, they took the step back. But I guarantee you, give them a couple months or a couple of years, they're gonna bring it back, and people are gonna take it. They're gonna
I
just be
think
like, yeah, that's how
I'm
it
gonna say
is.
two things about that. Firstly, in regards to Xbox
Let's
Live,
wrap this part up a little bit. Okay, I got.
yeah, in regards to Xbox Live and them doubling it, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, that they already had Xbox Live, your ability, all of the features of Xbox Live, they already had that integrated into Game Pass Ultimate. So obviously I think that the smart thing they should have done is just say anyone that has Xbox Live membership right now, they either migrate over to Game Pass Ultimate, or
Yeah.
after a certain point you just can't buy Xbox Live anymore and you just have to go and buy Xbox Live Game Pass Ultimate. But the thing is, they're sitting around their tables and they're like, bro, you see how many people we have that are just chilling on, regular Xbox Live? We're going to lose a lot of money if we, just turn off Xbox Live and tell them to go get Game Pass Ultimate when they probably aren't aware of what they get from Game Pass Ultimate. We're going to lose a lot of money. It's best if we just increase the price. And those people who have it on automatic renewal, we're just gonna keep on getting their money. And then the people that realize that Game Pass Ultimate is a better deal, because it is, they're going to move over to Game Pass Ultimate like we want them to, and then they're gonna say, "Hey, look, this is way better," and then they're gonna talk about how amazing Game Pass is, and it's just like, that was the path that they tried to take, which obviously if they got away with it, that would have been the most profitable path. But
the biggest heist of the year.
Yeah.
They did.
Exactly.
Um,
And then, what was the second thing I was going to say? Don't remember. Anyway, we'll move on.
yeah. Let's move on by Xbox. We could kind of run out of time here. On my side. One more topic I want to talk about, and then we'll talk about Bow's video. Well, does anybody care about Resident Evil 8?
There's
The
a
tall
nice
woman
waifu.
needs to go away. I'm sick
Tall
of her.
woman needs to come
I
out
watch
here, bro.
I watch a playthrough of it probably. Not like
There's a
I should play
waifu.
it.
I'm interested now.
That's not a wife.
Nah, that's
a creature.
no, that's your Aunt Ruth with a beard, is what that is.
Okay, so wait a minute. People in the chat, do y'all think the tall vampire lady is hot? I want to hear.
Shout, disown your chat if anyone says yes. The whole chat gotta go.
I know some pretty sad news actually about this game that we could talk about. That's
What?
pretty important.
The voice
The girl
actor.
in the background, I don't know, you can't really see her, but the goth girl in the background with the robe, the
vampire chick?
actor for her actually died
Oh.
of cancer. Yeah. So she's
Damn.
like a huge part of that game and a bunch of different characters apparently. But unfortunately she lost her battle to cancer.
I think the game is still in development. Did she finish her role?
I
It could be
think
a-
so.
I heard she
I'm
did
not
finish her
100%
role.
sure, but I think so.
Yeah, I heard she did finish her role. So
okay.
in regards to like the last thing she left us with would be inside Resident Evil 8.
Damn.
But I see a lot of people in the chat. Well, we got a lot of F's in the chat. We're silent.
People are saying snoo.
But people are saying Stu. People are saying she's hot.
No.
What's your problems with Blake? I know you got a real problem with this girl. What's the problem?
No, bro. Listen.
Blake
She-
likes girls,
she-
not women.
My girlfriend's a woman. I'll have you know. And no, see, she just, bro. There's just nah. Like, Bro, she's meant to be a threatening force, and everyone's like, "Oh, baby, choke me out." I'm like, "Why?" She
I will
literally. Do
climb
you
you
guys?
like a tree.
No,
It really
exactly.
doesn't look like they're going to be running away from her.
And the thing is, to people who have not played Resident Evil, to horny people on Twitter who have just seen this character, they're like, "Oh, she looks hot." They don't know how these characters turn out. There is not a single Resident Evil villain that is not turned disgusting tentacle monster.
And
Look at the end
people
of
have
Resident-
no issue with that.
No. Why?
Let people
No.
screw
No.
monsters if they want to screw monsters.
She is creepy as hell. And bro, listen, I'm gonna unload 5 whole caps of bullets.
I'm
not
about
jizz,
to
into
say, I was
her.
like, wait, what? Where's this going?
Nah, bro. I can't, bro. She is horrifying.
Well, I guess she's doing her job. She's supposed to be horrifying.
I mean, for Blake, she's horrifying. For everyone else, they want to get stomped out by her.
Exactly.
Everyone else opening doors, seeing her like, "Oh, darling, you, my heart jumped again."
And they're
I'm
like,
already buying hiking gear, you know.
Like this is the thirst for her is it's pretty crazy. I'm actually surprised.
It's like I said. It's like I said on Twitter. Like, yo, people thirsting over this big, tall vampire lady. But the minute I say I like Pyra from Xenoblade or Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, I get looked at sideways. What's up with that?
Anime girl, that's why.
First of all, Shadow, anime. Second of all, Tifa is a good, well-written character. I'm not a fan of Pyra, but I can see why people like her. Literally, it's because you like genuinely good human beings. They're like, nah, I want someone who will stab me in an alleyway. Sitting there like, excuse me? What is wrong with y'all?
The whole
No.
Yandere effect, I guess.
I mean, think about it. Have you ever been stabbed in an alleyway? You don't know how good
I
it
don't want to be
Oh
stabbed.
my God. What the?
I like living.
Some people like the pain and the excitement.
What are we talking about?
The only pain and excitement I want is from knowing if I'll get paid or not.
So wait, Q, you kind of want like girls that are yandere. That's your thing.
No. Actually, anyone who's ever watched a stream with me or anything like that, I'm all about tsundere characters, man. It's about you gotta be pretending to be really, really, really bad, and then really secretly like me or something. That's my character that I go for with.
Hey, talk to him.
So yeah, that's basically it. But that being said, I have seen this character and she looks. I mean, genuinely, she looks hot. Am I gonna buy Resident Evil 8 to play her? No, but she looks hot.
If
So,
Resident
yeah.
Evil 8 comes to Game Pass, I'll play it. That's about it.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you saying you're not gonna pick up Resident Evil 8?
Cause I got Resident Evil 7 on Game Pass, and I started playing that. Not really, but I started playing it a little bit. And if I finish that, maybe I'll get Resident Evil 8 day one. But
See, the thing is that 8 and 7 are like a dual pack, like a duology. They take place within timeline of each other, and I don't know how because I like the third person games, and I mean I already wasn't a huge fan of being scared as it is, and that's the whole thing. Resident Evil and the whole first person thing probably does that like to the 9. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel about 7 and 9 or 7 and 8. And like I also like the established characters like Jill, Chris, Leon, like those people. And from what I can tell, it's just like Chris, like, "Hey Ethan, is this your wife? Fuck your wife. Fuck my sister, Ethan." Like, so
of Chris.
I don't know. I kind of like the established timeline they already had, like with like the Raccoon City cast, like all those characters, even like Resident Evil 6 and 5 casts. Like,
I'm pretty sure it's the same timeline. It's just that this one's going in a much different direction. This is the same thing.
Yeah,
but
It is like this. From what I remember, 7 takes place like far after 6. Like, Umbrella's gone. Blue Umbrella is just a PMC.
there's a blue umbrella.
What?
You gotta play 7. Just play 7. It all makes sense. Trust me.
Will it?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, when you get to those points, you're like, okay, it makes sense. It's not like the conspiracy theory shit that was happening in everything from 6 and back, where it's just a bunch of connecting dots between this person betraying this person. This virus was here. This virus was here. I think Hong Kong got destroyed in 6. Just everything before.
Don't forget about the Mexicans.
Right, that too.
I might give her REA a start. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I gotta
And
finish
you're a
RE7
big
first.
Resident Evil fan, aren't you?
I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. It's just that
You're not-
perspective.
You're not that excited for this one?
No, not really. I mean, like the 12 vampire lady, yeah, oh yeah, she's hot, yeah, meme and whatever is great and everything. But the first person perspective, I hate first person view. It's
So
like
you weren't a fan of that in 7?
No, I
To any
wasn't
degree?
to any degree at all.
That's interesting. I mean, from someone who, once again, it's like the third time I'm saying this tonight. For someone who is interested in the franchise and seeing Resident Evil, for majority of my life, seeing it in third person and then it going to first person, I just feel that's very odd. Because a lot of people are like, they did it because they want to make you more scared and you're more immersed in first person. But it's just like, I feel like they probably should have made because there's a lot of Resident Evil spin-offs. I feel like they should have just made a Resident Evil spin-off that is for the first person view, and this 7 and 8 should have been a part of that, and they should have just kept the mainline ones third person. But that's just me.
For me personally, I just don't like the FPS genre. Honestly, I'm not a fan of it. I'll even admit I'm terrible at first person shooters. I don't like them at all.
Really? What is your favorite first person shooter of all time?
Maybe Perfect Dark on N64. That's about it.
In that new Perfect Dark that's coming out?
So you gonna say like Xbox?
Yeah, I'm not really. Like, I'm interested to see how it looks and how it does, but I'm not gonna actually go on my way to play it.
Interesting.
And I think the only one of recent time is probably Titanfall. That one was really good, and I'll play that one. And I play that one a lot. I actually want to go and play Titanfall 2 as well, but I haven't. I need to see it on sale for like $10 so I can get it.
On sale for $10, bro. It goes on sale at $2 every like.
Yeah, I feel like it does too. Yeah, I gotta find time when I see it. All right, I think that's a podcast.
If I may mention this real quick. So some of you probably know this, but Hideki Kamiya,
yeah,
Olympic figure at Platinum Games, he released a statement about Bayonetta 3, and his statement basically said, "Fuck what you heard. Don't worry about Bayonetta 3. Don't worry about that. This game don't exist yet."
I feel like the game never existed. Like, it wasn't even in development.
Well, like straight up, Hideki Kamiya put out a statement that said, "Don't worry about the release of Bayonetta 3. Just focus on the other games that we have coming. When Bayonetta 3 is ready, we want you to forget what you like the initial reveal trailer, the teaser, and be excited for the new teaser." And I'm sitting there like, so you released that teaser back in what, 2017?
Yeah.
Only to then tell us, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I think it.
I feel like you just basically told your fans, "Fuck off. This game, we never actually started development. We just wanted you to know it."
This is Hideki Kamiya we're talking about.
Either that or they restarted development like Metroid 4.
That's fine.
See, at least with Metroid 4, they were like, "Hey, we're restarting." They told us that. I would have been fine if they gave us like a Bayonetta update saying, "Hey, it wasn't exactly meeting our expectations, so we started over development." That'd be fine, because at least we would kind of know. But at this point, it just feels like we don't know what's going to happen to it. And next thing you know, before we know, it's going to be Kingdom Hearts 3.
Because like Kamiya straight up, like they even like Platinum as a whole, they even announced something called the Platinum 4, which is an allusion to the Capcom 5. Back when everybody who used to work at Platinum worked for a company called Clover, who was a subsidiary of Capcom. They're trying to do that whole thing again, where like they have 4 big games, and I can only assume Bayonetta 3 is going to be one of them, and the others are going to be new IPs or an expansion on a previous IP that they have. But like, what the hell is going on internally? Like all this information juggling. Like, are y'all just gonna go, fuck Bayonetta 3? We canceled that to make Astral Chain 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed.
I feel like Platinum Games, they have a lot of stuff on their plate, and Bayonetta was nowhere near on a priority or anything like that. It almost reminds me of Shin Megami Tensei 5. I feel like, I'll say this all the time, when Shin Megami Tensei 5 was first announced to be on Switch, it was an idea on a whiteboard. That's all it is. They had nothing ready at all. And I feel like Bayonetta is the same thing. There was just an idea. They said, "Yeah, we're gonna make Bayonetta. Yeah, it's a plan," but they never got around to actually doing anything with it.
Probably right.
They just said, "Yo, this exists, really?"
Well, keep in mind as well, the teaser they gave us also looked like it was done in the Bayonetta 1 engine.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like I said for Shin Megami Tensei 5, it was just leftover footage that they used. That's all they did. Because that's the only thing we got, right? That's the only thing we got on Bayonetta, right? Yeah, it was leftover footage from what they had, unused footage that they didn't release never did anything with, and they just released it and said that's Bayonetta 3, and that's it. So yeah, they never have it. I feel like they never had anything from the beginning.
I do too, and it's like it's
That's sad.
upsetting. Just like dealing with that. Like as a fan of Bayonetta, it's like you really did this just to drum up interest, and then when people stop talking about it, you go, "Oh, don't worry, we'll have something better for you to be excited for." And it's like, what's wrong with you? Like,
But when
this
it
is also coming
inevitably
from. Go ahead.
when it inevitably releases, right, you're still gonna get it, aren't you?
Yes, but like this is just an upsetting. This is upsetting to hear. This is like, why would you do this? Like, this is coming from Kamiya, the same person who I think during when Smash got like the "Everyone Is Here" trailer, like directly after that at E3, he was like, "What? Did nobody see Beautiful Joe 3 during the Nintendo Direct? That's crazy!" And everybody was like, "The fuck are you talking about? What are you talking?" Like everybody was confused and upset, and this man just sits there and it's like, "That's not funny. You don't do this to possible customers." Because what if somebody sees platinum on a game and it's like, and they go, "Wait, ain't this tied to comment?" Yeah, fuck him. They just walk away from the game just because it's associated with platinum. Is it petty? Yes. Have gamers been known to be petty for reasons like that? Yes.
Is this the same guy? Is the same guy that if you backed Wonderful 101, one of the perks was you could get unblocked or blocked by him?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was him.
Interesting. I mean, this is the reason I don't get hyped for anything anymore. I mean, I just don't. I don't get the whole like no game that's coming out. Like there are games that I'm like, oh, you know what? Like even with Ryza, before it came out, I was like, okay, Ryza's coming out. You know, I'm looking forward to the thickness, but I wouldn't call myself like hyped. And even if they were to say, hey, we're gonna push it back another 5 more months, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, it's okay. There are other games
Which it
out.
should have did so you can get an English dub. Go on.
They should have done that though. Oh my god, an English dub in Ryza would have been great. Yeah.
I actually wanted to bring that up a little bit, but we've run out of time. So yeah, that's a podcast. Let's go to our outros real quick. Bob, go ahead.
Thank you for having me on as always. It was a fun time. If I couldn't contribute to like the Ryza talk, just because I have no real interest in it, but good time as always. Next podcast, I'll likely be able to tell you guys my thoughts on Danganronpa V3, since I'll likely have beaten it by then. And I recently uploaded a video yesterday about the Super Robot Wars series and how even if you're not a fan of mecha anime, you should try the series out because it's just good JRPGs. So be sure to check that out. Enjoy your nights.
Sosuke?
As always, Shadow, thank you for having me here. It's nice to just sit here and sharing information about gaming news and things happening. I also have to apologize for not having anything to say about Ryza because all I know about that girl is that she's cute, she's thick, she deserves the world. That's it. And everybody, go check out the Monster Hunter Rise demo. It's getting closer to that like super anime God Eater feel when it comes to gameplay. Y'all really should do that.
You should have said God Eater from the beginning. I probably would have said, all right, let me give it a chance. All right. Gab?
Thanks for having me on as always. Sorry I didn't have much to say about the games going on or Xbox. I don't have either of them. And I'm excited to hopefully next episode have played Catherine.
That's a good one.
At least. Yeah.
Blake?
As always, thank you for having me on. It has been a blast. So yeah, your boy. So next podcast, depending on when it is, let's be real, we don't know when this podcast is gonna be. We might be talking about Scramble. So that's exciting.
It's a possibility.
We'll also be talking about E9. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, you guys can always find me over at West Ham HD on the Twitch page. The YouTube page is officially discontinued for right now. I was thinking about getting back into it because work's been slow, so I'm gonna need something to keep me busy. So you may see a video pop up on the channel there this week, possibly about the about where the next Sonic game is, because I've been doing some digging. But yeah, thanks for having me. And as always, Sonic is great. Rest in peace, Roger Craig Smith. You have been a legend, and we'll see you guys.
He didn't die.
He's dead to us, Sosuke.
Lord?
No, he's not.
Listen. He stopped voicing Chris Redfield and Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know what else he does, bro.
No, he didn't. He's still the voice of Chris.
No, he's not. He doesn't voice Chris in Resident Evil 7 or 8.
What?
Jesus.
Yeah.
That sounds like him.
Nah, there's a different voice actor. He hasn't. The last time he voiced Chris was RE6.
Huh. Learn
Another
something
reason why 7 8 are hot ass.
Riku, go ahead.
Riku-san won the only one. Good episode we had today. And everybody support the games that are coming out soon. Hope we have a very good year moving forward because there's a lot of crazy shit happening in the world. So, everyone take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
Brush your
I'll
teeth.
leave it at that.
Q?
Oh man, how do I follow that? Thanks for having me on. It was great. Had a great time talking about great JRPGs. I'm here for the waifus and all that kind of good stuff. And hopefully I'll be back soon at some point in time in the future. If you guys want to find me, I'm at LP Guardian or simplybinge.com, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, pretty much.
All right, and you guys know who I am, Shadowy Elite. I'll see you guys on the next video. Hopefully, should be soon. 2 new videos I got planned to be coming. One this week and one immediately, probably on Saturday. Look forward to those. They should be good. I hope they're good. All right, that's a podcast. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace out, people.
Deuces.
How do I turn this off again?
Jesus Christ.
Also, Shadow, what was this question you want to ask?